The particulate nature of matter. Matter is anything that occupies space and has mass. There exists three states of matter, which are solid, liquid, and gaseous state. Experiments can be done to show that matter is made up of particles. Some of these experiments include cutting a piece of paper, and in this case, the process of cutting a piece of paper can continue endlessly until a stage when the small piece cannot be divided further. This suggests that the sheet of paper is made up of tiny pieces that can be cut endlessly to tiny particles that cannot be divided anymore. The process of subdividing a small piece of chalk can also be used to explain the same. Another experiment is the dilution process. In this particular case, we use potassium permanganate crystals to illustrate the process. Potassium permanganate is added to water in a beaker, and then the process of dilution is carried out by trying to transfer half of the solution into another beaker until the dilution cannot be done anymore. In this case, it is observed that the process of dilution continues until the solution appears colorless. In this case, each dilution process enables the particle to spread out further. As water particles increase, the particles of potassium permanganate are reduced and spread further, making the purple color to decrease until it appears colorless. This suggests that potassium permanganate is made up of tiny particles. Another experiment that can be done is the process of dissolving a solid, where we use salt particles or crystals and dissolve it in a round bottom flask full of water. The particles of salt are able to occupy some spaces between the water particles. This suggests that the particles of water and the particles of salt differ in size. They differ in size because even when water is filled into the flask up to the brim and we add some salt, the volume of the solution of salt is less than the volume that we would expect it to be. We would expect that when we add salt, the volume increases, but that doesn't happen. This suggests that the particles of water and the particles of salt differ in size. The particles of the solution pack more closely in the available space, thus reducing the volume. This suggests that particles of salt are broken down to fit into spaces between the water particles. So water particles are bigger in size as compared to salt particles when broken down. Particles of salt are broken down to fit into spaces between water particles.